All right. Today we're being joined by Eloise Mackereth, who played for SA in the AFLW State Championships in the under-18s and also plays for Glenelg. Eloise, thanks for coming on.
That's all right. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Tell us about your footy journey, Eloise. What kind of got you into footy and what type of player you are?
Well, it started off with my dad because he's a footy, he loves footy so much. And then I was in primary school and they said they were starting up a school footy team with the boys. So I played with the boys in primary school. And then my home club was Plimpton Bulldogs. And I started there and we just had a little group of girls that all wanted to join. And then it obviously formed something so much bigger. And then I got asked out to play for Glenelg in like the under-16s and then the under-15s and then the under-17 tournament now. And then they asked me to play league or trial for league, and fortunately I got in, so that was good. And then from there I've just been getting lots of like state opportunities and things like that.
That's right. We're going to dive right into the state championship very shortly. But first off, Glenelg. Now, you made your senior debut, am I correct in saying, Eloise, at 15 years of age for Glenelg in the league side. How was that?
Oh my God, I was so nervous, but they were like such girls, so like they all got around and I was very happy.
That's good. How did you first find out that you were playing in that first league game at 15?
Well, it was after we got back from like our under-16 state championships, and I was pretty happy with my carnival. I thought I did all right. And then talking to me, and like my forward line coach was saying she's really happy with my progress in trainings and stuff. And then they surprised me at training and saying someone gets like their league debut today, and then they announced it. It got announced to the public, and it was such a good experience.
That's good. How do you handle some pressure and setbacks? Like obviously you talked about getting a senior debut at 15. You know, obviously not only Glenelg, but people who rate you highly too have been given an opportunity because not many people get those chances. And then you mentioned about being made a public post and everything like that. How are you looking at that? How are you when you see your name online nowadays and going, that's me?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Like you get used to it. Like at the start, I was a bit like overwhelmed because there's like all these posts and everything, like big announcements, and like you get so excited about it. You're like, oh, I'm on the internet, you know, it's pretty cool. But then you do it as like you get more into the season and like all posts come out, games and everything. But it's just like very fortunate. Like I'm really grateful that I get the opportunity to do that because I know so many girls would love to. So I'm very grateful.
That's right. So, yes, you mentioned you're no stranger to the SA State Championships at under 16 level a few years back. How was that opportunity, first of all, in those tournaments? And you mentioned that you thought you did all right back then?
Yeah, no, because it was like one of my first experiences in like actual state because I used to play school state, but it's nothing like actual state. It was so much fun. Like you get to like build like a great friendship group with like all these girls that you're going to be friends with. And it was so much fun. And then the actual footy aspect of it, like such great coaching, like great facilities. You get so much equipment that like you didn't really have access to before. It's just so much fun. And I had and I thought the championship was really good as well. Our were really great. And it was just like a level up from like Plimpton.
That's right. And how beneficial is it to have been in that SA State Championship side for a few years at least now? And people to keep in mind too, this is not your draft year this year, it's next year. But again, credit to yourself for being in the State 18 side already, not being in your draft year, because again, not many people get that opportunity as well, at least to get a game. Like they may be in the squad, but not to get a regular game like you got this year. But then back in the 16s, obviously, you've been in the system for a while, so has it been good to kind of build connections with girls that are going to be in their draft year this year or ones that are like you in the next year's draft from then to now?
It was so good. Like this year, I've made so many friends with like lots of the top ages. Like I was already quite close with Poppy Schultz and Violet Patterson because I obviously play Glenelg with them. But then also like I've made some new friends like Charlotte Riggs, India Rashid, Kobe Morgan, Lucy Boyd, all those girls. I'm very close with them now. So that was so good. You just get to learn from them because they're such like talented players. Like it's just such an opportunity. And they just like treat you like their little sister, just like it's just so much fun. And then a couple of the girls I'm friends with, obviously a couple of the Glenelg girls like Matilda Wilmore. She was the other underager that made the squad for this year. I was already quite close her, but it really like made our bond a lot stronger. And then Sophie Threadgold and like heaps of the other younger girls, I'm so close with them, and it's just so good to like learn off of them and teach each other new things.
That's right, and it'd be so beneficial for yourself, as you mentioned, knowing a few of the Glenelg girls that you played with at Glenelg, and obviously in that squad as well, or played with in those 3 games, or parts of those games, and then does it make it feel more comfortable for you going into these games, or at least going to meet these players? Well, for what some people would be the first time, but you kind of know them already, or at least through the trainings, and now you're more comfortable playing alongside them, albeit in a short tournament.
Oh, yeah, it's just so good because, like, you already obviously know a lot of them because you've played them. Like, a lot of the girls that are in the program, the state program, obviously play, like, league or, like, reserves. So you already know quite a few of them, but it's just, like, actually being in the program, which, like, makes you so much stronger together as a group. And, like, they're some of my friends that I'm going to, like, be friends with forever. So it's really great.
That's right. Now, I want to list off, I don't know how you are, if you like when people start listing off your individual accolades or stats. So obviously in this year's state champs, in the under-18s state champions, might I add, in the first game against the Allies, you had 2 goals, not 2 disposals, 2 goals. No, I wouldn't be bringing it up if it was 2 disposals. You had 2 goals, 15 disposals, 8 marks, 9 score involvements. And then in the second game, you had 3 marks. And then in the last game, which was on the weekend against WA, whoever bloody decent backline, kicked 4 goals, just a lazy 4 with 12 disposals, 7 marks, 3 of those contested, and 6 score involvements. Yeah, must be pretty proud to have a strong tournament, not only for the team, but yourself as well. And again, in your bottom age year, that just makes this more impressive, considering some of those girls that you would have competed against or played against are players that will be drafted this year, and highly, some of them too.
Yeah. No, it was so good. Like, I'm very happy with my tournament. I think in my second game, I probably could have played a bit better, but we all have some off games. My first game, I remember being really nervous going into it because I was like bottom major. I obviously got an amazing opportunity to play for like the first game. I was so excited, but very nervous. I that not really knowing what to expect. I knew that they were going to be like a strong opponent, and I was so happy with the win afterwards. And how I thought like, oh, I just want to get back out there for the next game already. And then obviously in Melbourne, we played Vic Metro. They were very talented, a very good side.
Yes.
We lost, unfortunately, but like it was still a very good game, and I look up to some of those girls very highly. And the last game on the weekend, I was very happy with. I thought I did pretty well. I had some goals before the game, and I definitely meted them. And I know my dad was happy with me, so that made me a little happy.
That's the main thing, Eloise. I mean, there's nothing worse, and I can speak from experience, where you play at no matter what level, and you go in the car, especially at the age you're at now, and you go home and you go in the car, and your dad or your mum or whoever's with you, they go, "Gee, you didn't do this, you didn't do that," but I'm sure your dad didn't have much to say from a negative point of view, at least, considering you had done what you did.
Yeah, no, before the game we were talking about it, setting some goals and what I like had to achieve throughout the game, and I met them when I gave me a massive hug, and he was really proud of me, so that made me happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, in those games, outside of yourself, who would you say some of the other SA teammates that you feel stood up throughout the 3 games?
Oh, Esther Shermer, she's a backliner. She got our MVP for our state. She did amazing.
I did see that.
Yeah, she's very talented. She does like good quietly, if that makes sense. Like, she's not like up and confident about it. She just like does it and just like, yeah, I did that.
Quiet achiever.
Yeah, quiet achiever. She's very good. And then obviously Indy, she did great. Indy Rashid. She was very consistent throughout her 3 games, so I think she did very well. Violet Passanasca, she played amazing. Also Taylor Anthony in the back line. She's a bottom major like me. She's very she's not that tall, but she can jump so high, and I have to give to her because she did absolutely amazing. And then winger Lily Baxter, I think she did very well. And also working with like Georgie McKee and those girls in the forward line, it was very fun, and I think she had a very good tournament as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Then all those names you listed off, I would have said the same thing as well. And when I eventually do a summary of the games, yourself and some of those other names you just mentioned will probably be featuring very highly. And yeah, with that game, I'll bring it out one more time. So the game on the weekend is your goal kicking something that you pride yourself on, because there's not many players at AFLW level in particular as well that Well, there is some, obviously, but not a lot that are known for good distance kicks. Is that something you've been working on for a while? Because it seemed to be the 4 goals you got on the weekend, they were going through quite comfortably. They weren't ones that, were just haggling over the line, like they were going over properly.
Yeah. No, I'm quite confident with my goal kicking. Throughout the league season at Glenelg, I was very confident with that because I worked on it like 4 nights a week. As my extras, I work on my things I need to improve on, obviously my weaknesses, but then I also work on my strengths, and that and marking I think is one of my main strengths. So I'm pretty confident with that. And yeah, just working on it at training and stuff, I feel like it builds my confidence. And when I go out to the games, I'm obviously pretty sure where my distance is and pretty comfortable on the angles that I can kick from. So
that's good. So, all right. So from the championships to some other stuff. Now, I always love asking teammate questions, Eloise, and this can relate to either any of the SA teams or Glenelg, so either or. I love asking these because these are like my favourite questions to always ask. So, who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at any of those 2 clubs that you've been a part of? And who can't get enough of the camera and they know what to do when the camera's around?
A lot of my teammates would probably say me, but
Okay.
if it was from state, I'd probably say Charlotte Riggs. She's the camera. She loves like telling jokes and everything. She's got such a personality and she's a lovely girl. She loves the camera. And from Glenelg, Sam Franson, our captain's very good with the camera.
Yes.
She knows exactly what to do.
That's good. That's good. It's always some good ones. Yeah, as I said, I love asking these questions because you always get some funny answers. Well, generally you do. Now, we'll talk off camera about this, but I'll bring this on camera. Who would be a player or 2 that would Google themselves and would watch their own highlights back over and over again?
Oh, gosh. I think from state, I'd say Kobe Morgan and Lucy Boyd. They're quite funny. They love to see others succeed, but they also like give you a bit of when they do it themselves.
That's right. I mean, if you've got a good highlight reel, Eloise, I would always tell people, or I'd either post it or gloat about it, especially if you don't do it every week, or like for a mark or goal that you contend, for example. If you pulled one off, I mean, I'd be posting up. Any highlights reel that comes up with me, I would post it. But yeah, that's just me. But I know some people are like that too. Would you be like that? Would you post it if people posted it, or would you just do it yourself anyway?
If so, I'd probably repost it. Yeah.
A reposter. I've heard that answer a lot.
Yeah, it depends on the photo of the video because sometimes they are atrocious photos of me and they put them up and like my face is like oh, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't repost that one.
I get you. Well, it's funny. I don't remember names to top me, but I wouldn't say names anyway. But there's sometimes when I've done thumbnails for videos and I'll find the best photo of them online. But then if there's not a good photo or if it's not clear, I just try and find anything. And then someone will say, oh, gee, that's not a good one. I'm like, well, I can't really find any other ones.
Yeah, that does happen quite a bit, but it's okay.
That's right. Now, who would you say is the best chatterbox at the club or either team?
Charlotte Riggs in our backline. She's a good speaker too. Like she's always talking, but like what she says is like very inspirational most of the time. She's a great girl, and she's just got such a good personality. And yeah, I think she'd probably be the chatterbox out of us all.
Very good, and that's not always a bad thing. I always tell people, and I stress this enough, it doesn't really mean it's a bad thing at all.
Yeah. Oh, Lily Baxter, she's got it. She talks a lot too.
So that's good. And again, I say it's a good thing because I do that obviously a lot as well. All right, who would you say is who is the loudest and quietest teammates?
Oh, the most quiet is Monique Besson. She is such a strong, powerful player. She's amazing. She's a bottom major like me. She's very talented, but she is very quiet. But when you get it out of her, she says some funny things. She's such a great girl. And then the most loud, maybe Lucy Boyd. She's really loud.
That's good. And you mentioned there with Monique about, being quiet and then, it just rises up. I've had people who I've had on, full disclosure for people that don't know and wouldn't know, some people that I have on the channel, they sometimes say they're not really talkers and they don't know if they provide value. But then when they come on here, like you just said the example with Monique, that's what some people are like, and they've been on more than once, or they just it's good. It's good to give it a go.
Yeah, Monique's just like usually quiet, but like when you talk to her, she's so lovely, and like she just like gets when she feels comfortable. You won't get her to shut up. She's lovely.
Nice, that's good. Now, if you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, Eloise, who would you be taking and not? Who would you be bringing and not bringing, and why to a deserted island?
Well, I reckon I'd bring Sophie Threadgold. She's like my little bestie at state. I love her. She's an underdog. So I'd have to bring her, otherwise she'd be a bit offended, I reckon. But she's very smart. Like at school, I hear she gets such good grades, and she's very strong. So I think she'd be a pretty valid person to bring. Who would I not bring? I'm trying to think. Probably Kobe.
Kobe Morgan.
Awful cool some of the time.
That's fair enough. I mean, again, sometimes when I say to people, just because you get labelled in that spot, maybe it's because you do something, but you need to have, or at least I feel that this is nothing to do with Kobe, this is just in general. You need to have people that you want to get out of there, right? Like some people will just pick their best mates and stuff like that, but you've got to go with that, is at least. But you really need the smart people to get out of there. You can be best mates with whoever you like, but if they're not smart, then
Agreed. They're useless.
Yeah, well, then you'll be stuck there forever, and you can be best friends doing nothing.
Yeah. No, Kobe, she can be smart when she tries. She just doesn't try. So I reckon I wouldn't bring her. I'd be the one for the work.
That's fair enough. Now, you mentioned too about some of the names you were mentioning about being in their bottom major. How much confidence does it give the rest of you going into next state championships, providing all touch wood with injuries and everything? That there was a lot of you just mentioned about at least 5 girls on the top of the head that played all or most games like yourself in the championships going into next year as well.
Yeah. No, there's quite a few bottom ages. They're very talented. I think it's because we got brought up with a lot more facilities and like equipment and things like that. Like we've had a lot more coaching and stuff than probably some of like the top ages, because we've started at a similar time to them, but we were a bit young. So there's obviously quite a few of them. I think we're going to be a strong team next year. I'm pretty confident with that. And they're such a great group of girls. Like I love them all so much, and I feel like next year it's going to be a very strong tournament. And I think they're all going to be pretty confident after this year, because I know each played amazing.
That's right. Now, did you get an opportunity to play with any of the girls that got drafted from SA last year? If so, how strong was that draft crop last year from SA? Like Port Adelaide basically stole them all, really. That Loz Young, Sinead Goody, Piper Window, Molly Brooksby, Alyssa Brooke, and Griggy went to Bulldogs. So there's there was, and then that's just to name a few. But yeah, that's so strong last year. Did you get to play with any of them?
Only one, and that's Piper Window. I love her.
Okay.
She's like one of my friends, but she obviously also played for Glenelg, so I got the opportunity to play with her then. I didn't get the opportunity to play with any of them at state though, because I was 16s, but I got to play with Piper.
Very nice. So, and that's very, very talented, and will almost certain play this week. How would you going to see some of your fellow SA friends / teammates go ahead and play this year, especially Piper, considering you know her well?
Oh, I'm just gonna be cheering on so loud. She's such a great girl, and like she's obviously so talented. I look up to her as a player a lot, so I'll be going and cheering her on.
That's good. Oh, I've got another teammate question here. There's one I always forget and I always regret after I finish an email. I go, damn, I should ask people this. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the concept, but do you play AFLW fantasy?
I don't.
You don't? Do you know what it is?
Like, not really, no. I've heard
So it's like super coach for the AFL type thing where you pick a team, you have an unlimited amount of money, and then you have to have a certain quota where you pick all the what's classed as premium players, so the high priced, high talented players, and then you have like the rookies, and then you have like mid prices in between. So what teammates would automatically select themselves in their team?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard question. Lucy Boyd, I reckon she would.
Pick yourself.
I'd probably say myself too, if I'm being honest. You need to have confidence.
Yeah, yes, you do need to have confidence, and a lot of people I feel like maybe privately they might want to have confidence, but I mean, when I had Mateus Filippo, who got drafted to my Saints 2 years ago now, he spoke very openly on here about having self-confidence in himself, and for some weird reason, people took that as a bad thing, and like you said, it is a good thing, and I don't understand why people ridiculed him slightly towards that, because he also mentioned that on a AFL platform as well, as like you need to have that because you can't. Yeah, I still don't get it to this day, and that was a year and a half ago. I don't get it, and well, he proved it. Yeah, I know, because I feel like some people just feel like to be smartasses to be the sake of being a smartass, but also some people thought it was a bit arrogant. I don't think it's arrogant. Depends how you go about it. Like if you're bringing it up all the time, maybe, but he was just one and done type comments. Like you said, you need to have it confidence in yourself as well.
Yes, I think so.
And then you go and play very, very well. Now, what AFL or AFLW team do you support?
For AFLW, I obviously have a few friends from Port, but I do go for Crows, which is yeah. But Crows has always been my AFLW team. I did do Crows academies for them, so I got to meet a lot of the players younger, and never gone back. I love them.
That's good. So, did you have a men's team, or you're not really in the AFL side of things?
Yeah, I'm in the AFL. Oh my god, I love the AFL. My team is Crows, but then like from SA, but then my Victorian team, which is also a bit controversial, I probably shouldn't have one, but it's Carlton. I do love Carlton a lot. I think they're
okay. All right, now this is great time. Me being a Saints fan, you being a Carlton. Well, not really. You made fun, but still. Jack Higgins. Do you love Jack Higgins?
He's all right. Yeah.
What about in that moment then?
I was just like, my face when I was watching the TV, because we were up by like, was it 4 points? I think it was in like the last.
Yeah, we led for pretty much the whole game until the last 5 minutes, until that last 12 seconds. Yes.
Face just dropped as we watched. I was just like, so we were just like praying that Port won, so then like it would be out, we'd be in finals. I was so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the clip. I posted that because I was out there, like I go every week in Melbourne or in Vic when they play games there, and I lost it to a degree. It was pretty funny because a bit of a backstory. People kind of know this. Jack Higgins knows who I am, which I'm amazed at one point. I rarely went to a training session. Again, full disclosure to everyone listening. And I started walking out near the reception there, near the cafe bit. I'm walking out there, and I hear Scoops. That's my page nickname. I'm like, I know that voice. Who the hell is that? Who I think? And you're like, nah, it's not. I turn around and he's waving and going to Scoops. I'm like, fucking hell. Okay. And he had a few other players with him. I was like, okay, this is interesting. What does he want? And I didn't know that he knew me at that point. I'm like, so I walked out. It was pretty cool. And he's like, hey, Scoops, how you been? I'm like, good, mate. He's like, oh, that's all. I'm like, okay.
That's so cool. I would be happy.
No, I was shocked. And I've had a few other ones like that. But anyway, I digress. Not about me. It's about you today. So, all right. Now, what are some of your most prized possessions, Eloise, that you own?
Just anything?
Yeah, anything. It could be a footy thing. It could be jewelry. It could be anything.
Well, this necklace here is like one of my most
there you go.
So much. It's so cute. And then obviously just like photos of like me and my family or me and my friends.
Very nice.
I love my orange footy boots. I just did get a new pair, like the pink type sunset ones, but my orange footy boots, I don't care. I'm gonna keep them forever. And then my little piggy, he's like a little teddy. He's like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. I love him so much, and I'm always gonna keep him.
Very nice. That's good. Some nice things that you mentioned, especially the footy boots. I like those ones that you just mentioned too, and not wanting to change them either, no matter if you even grow out of them as well.
No.
They stay. They stay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I've had a complete blank what I was going to say then. Now, you mentioned too about the jumper Guernseys. Do you have a certain jumper number that you wear? Is there any significance behind the jumper number? Like, do you get to pick it? If so, why did you pick it, or did it just be one of those things where you just got the number?
Well, my favourite jumper Guernsey number is number 7 because it was like my first ever Footy Guernsey number. I loved it so much, and like it's my lucky number, number 7. So I was just like,
Yeah.
27th of the 7th, 2007. So it's gonna be my lucky number. So that's my favourite. But then for Glenelg, I was number 9. I didn't get to pick that for us, and I think hopefully I'll be saying that number. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yes,
and then for state, we don't get to choose our numbers. They pick them for us. But I was at 21, which was all right because 7 times 3.
Exactly. Yeah, so you always get smart. Put some thought into it that way. Now, that's right. Look at the positives. If you can try and think of anything to make it look positive, there you go. You just did it. Exactly. Now, of the girls that are going to get drafted or in contention to be drafted from the SA crop at least this year, who should be some names that people should look out for, even if they're the obvious one, but even some ones that you may or others may consider wild cards or bolters, if you will?
I think obviously all of the girls that are in their draft year are so talented. Like, I think they should have picked up, if I'm being honest. They're just like such a great group of girls, like personality wise, but on the field they are just rippers. Like, they're so good. There's Charlotte Riggs, I think.
Yes.
She's very talented. Also India Rashid. She's in the draft prospects at the moment. I think she definitely deserves that. She's so hardworking. Violet Patterson, she's obviously one of my friends and our captain, but she just works so hard. She's such a great girl, and on the field, like, she tears up. She's amazing. Also Georgie McKee, she's a great player. I think Claudia O'Neill should definitely get drafted. I don't know whether she's in the picks or not, but I think she definitely should. Also, Grace Martin, Esther Shermer, Layla. There's so many of them. So, yeah.
Very true. There is a lot. And again, that's really good. And we were talking before about how deep the SA draft crop is this year. You just mentioned about next year. That's what I'm saying. And SA dominated last year's draft, and it looks like they're going to be in that conversation for this year's again.
Oh, we hope so.
I literally labeled my draft video and preview videos and review videos, and in between trade period, I literally called it the SA. Oh, Adelaide in the end stole the draft because they stole everyone.
Oh, they did. Heaps of people.
I know, Lodge Young, Piper, Goody, Brooksby, etc. They stole them all. And the top talented ones of the lot as well, which is good for them. Which we'll see how they actually go this year, though, Port Adelaide. And of course, your Crows as well. Now, I finally remembered what I was going to say before. Now, your name also been Eloise, and your last name being Mackereth. How many times you get your name pronounced and or spelt wrong?
You've actually spelt it wrong.
Oh, shit. There we go. I take the batter off. There we go.
It's Eloise, Mackereth. Heaps of people do that, don't they? Do it with a W.
I did that on purpose. I was testing you to see if you'd see
it. No, people do spell my first name with a U as well, but like it's just and then my last name, I feel like some people do spell it wrong, but that's all right.
Yes, everyone does spell it wrong. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Oh, unfortunate.
I know. Thanks for bringing that up. No, see, I spelled it right. See, I that was your banner you had before. I just changed it to the one that you've got there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to leave that like that now. All right. So does it get to a point where it's just whatever now, or does it still? Actually, I was going to say, does it trigger you? But I don't think that did. So, do you just let it go now when people do it? It's just whatever.
People don't do it that often, but when they do it, I don't really care. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But they don't usually pronounce it wrong. Sometimes they pronounce like Mackereth, stuff like that. But like it's just Eloise Mackereth.
That's good. Eloise Mackereth. There we go. Plain and simple. And that's how you spell it. That's on there right now, not what I had.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame autocorrect on that because autocorrect is that has done it to me a few times with a fair few things, and I'm not a fan of autocorrect, if I'm being honest. I really hate it. I'll send someone a message and they'll be like, "What the hell do you mean?" I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know what I wrote.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And then it's like a completely different word. I'm like, what? I didn't write this.
Fast sometimes, and then it just comes up with this random word. I'm like, I did not say that.
I know. I think that's the thing for me. I think I type too fast. Even if I write it right and it just automatically changes, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you get a message, someone goes, "What do you want about?" I was like, I think I made it abundantly clear what I wrote, but okay. And then you look back and you go, oh God. But whatever. All right. So toughest opponent. Who would you say is the toughest opponent you've ever had to match up on, either in the state championships in the last 3 games or anyone at state league level, at SANFL level? Or anywhere in general.
I'm always nervous because at Glenelg I'm usually playing like full forward, but I sometimes go a bit higher. I'm always really nervous to verse Rigsy because I know she's got a great and like she's obviously one of my teammates at state, but like I know how talented she is. So whenever I see the team list, I'm like, oh no, like I'm a bit nervous. She's definitely the one person that I get really nervous about.
That's good. And I suppose it helps you when you ever play against Charlotte, if you're lucky to, again in SANFLW level next year. Or, sorry, no, that won't be happening. Well, it shouldn't happen if you get drafted. So, but you know what? I forgot about that. Yes, so, sorry, it won't happen. It won't happen. Maybe the year after.
At SANFL, you're allowed to play the first 5 games.
I did see that, yes. Well, stars could align if the fixture lines up and everything goes. Yes. Well, maybe, just maybe, you do a big pipe dream, as they call it, or whatever the hell they call it these days. You can play against it, not next year, the year after, at the same level.
Hopefully that would be great.
Or, better yet, in the same team.
That would be good, actually. She's very talented.
And then you wouldn't no, you wouldn't. Only maybe at training, that's it.
Yeah.
That's good. Who would you say is the most competitive player in the SA team that you've played alongside in the last 3 weeks or 3 games?
Definitely Indy. She's just like, when she has the ball, she knows what to do with it, and she's very dangerous. So I think very competitive. I reckon she'd be the main one that I would say.
That's good. How are you with flights? I ask this question a lot because I don't like flights or heights. Obviously, you said to travel 1 game of the 3 games to Melbourne in the middle. How was the travelling component? I know, and you probably know who I'm talking about. I think 1 or 2 of the girls put a certain quote when they left Melbourne, said, "Thank God I'm leaving this place," or something like that. So I won't say it on here there, but yeah, one of them, I don't know what, that's not the exact words they used. It was like, great to be out of here, or something like that.
Oh, but, I did not see that.
Yeah.
No,
that's why. I'm not. I won't say it out loud. I just wrote it in the private chat thing. Who said that? It'll show you. Don't have to read it out. Yeah. You can ask them that, and they'll probably tell you that. Yeah. That's who it was. But I suppose so. It's like, you lost, the result didn't go the way. It's an away trip. They normally say away trips are better when you win.
I think what she was referring to, I didn't see her comment on that, but what she was referring to, I think, was what happened was we went from our hotel to go to the game, and took us like 40 minutes the wrong way. Go all the way back, and they had to push the game back for us. That might have been what she was referring, but I'm not sure.
It could be. That's what I mean. So that's why I didn't want to say the name in case there was a different context. But yes, I did hear about that. But I heard the real reason why it was delayed. They realised that I was going to be 5 minutes late, so they wanted to actually make sure that I saw the whole thing, the whole game.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Definitely. So I was in cahoots with the driver. So go the other way for a little bit because I'm just going to be a bit late.
He's going to be late. Go.
Go back. Cooper's going to be late by 5 minutes. not half an hour, but anyway.
Not
But
half
yeah,
an hour.
that wouldn't have been helpful though.
No.
How long did it take to realize, like, because apparently what I heard, I don't know if this is fully true or not, but because it went the wrong way, you couldn't go back. You had to keep going a certain distance,
Yeah.
then
We were
going back or something.
Yeah, the freeway, whatever it's called. We were
Yeah.
going, we couldn't turn around, so we ended up going for about 45 minutes the wrong way. And it's like,
Yeah.
we got sore and tight because we were just in there for so long. Like, it was supposed to be like a 20-minute drive, not even, and then ended up being like an hour or something. It's crazy.
Was it at least smooth sailing on the way back?
Yeah, it was, but nobody was that talkative because everyone was like reflecting on the game, I think. So yeah,
no, that's fair enough. All right, enough of the bus saga. Now, yeah, that's it's happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Now, in your footy accomplishments, Eloise, you obviously played in the States Championship side, played for Glenelg, but what would you say overall, some of your individual accolades that you've achieved throughout your footy journey so far, and any premierships at any level? They can be under 12s, could be recent. I always tell people, by the way, for context, any best and fairest victory, any premiership, I don't care what level, what division, what league, and all this it's in, a premiership is a premiership, a BNF's a BNF.
Yeah, exactly. Some of my greatest accomplishments, probably obviously getting into state, like school state. I was very proud of that when I was younger. I thought it was a great opportunity, which it is. I'm very lucky for that. Also under 16s and under 18 state, I think that was great. Plimpton's, we played in 3 grand finals, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, we won them all, so I was very happy with that. And
3-time winner.
Pardon?
3-time winner.
Yeah, and then I got best on for, I think, 2 of them, which was very good. I was best and fairest twice for Plimpton and runner-up once. And then for Glenelg this year, I got leading goal scorer, which I thought was pretty good because it was my first full season. So I was very happy with that one as well. And then obviously just like All Australian last year, I was very grateful for that. Right. And then I get the opportunity to go to Melbourne on Friday to Geelong.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Thing. I thought I'm very proud of that, and I thought that was a great opportunity as well.
That's right. You're talking about the future games. Yes, that's on Saturday. It's a curtain race to the Geelong Melbourne game. So will you end up? Do they make you go back straight away, or do you get to watch that game after as well?
No, we get to watch it. It's like a little camp. We're going on the.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, we're going on the Friday morning, so I get to miss out on school. Yes, and then we go from Melbourne Airport from Adelaide Airport to Melbourne, and then we're there for that night, and we have a few like activities and the training and stuff, and then we have, just like a bonding day, meetings and stuff throughout the day on Saturday, and then our game at 4 p.m. in Geelong, and then after that we have recovery and we get to watch the AFLW game, which is going to be fun, and then we sleep that night as well and come back on the, I think, Sunday afternoon after we have like game review and meetings and stuff. So yeah, it's a little camp and it should be very fun.
That's good. Another good achievement for yourself to be a part of that, and getting to play on now. I'm obviously playing on Moorabbin, obviously on St Kilda's training ground, and they obviously a long time ago we used to play on it. But that's just another accolade to add to your list, especially with the other girls as well, to play on a official AFLW ground as well. Nothing wrong with the other grounds, but a higher stage and much bigger stadium too.
Yeah, it was very fun. I'm very happy about that one. We had our school grand final. I didn't play because of state, but the girls were so happy because they got to play at Adelaide Oval. I was so jealous.
No. Yes.
Yeah, I got to watch a little bit of that after training, but they were lucky enough to do that. So hopefully next year I can.
Well, you can go when you go to GMHBA. There's one thing, obviously, I always notice this being from Geelong is actually you look at the light towers, they call them. I call them shavers because that's what they look like, the light towers.
So just look out for that.
Yeah, they look like shavers. If you look into the detail of it, you're like with their little lights, you get all these dots in between it. Well, that's what I call it. first one time I just randomly looked, I said, I knew they would lie, so I'm not stupid, but I like, they look like shavers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a look for that.
Yeah, that's definitely one to keep an eye out for. All right, if you could have any superpowers, what superpowers would you have?
To fly. I think that would be so sick. So just like get up and be like, I'm out of here, fly away.
That's right.
Yeah, invisibility. I think like just being invisible, that'll be so cool because you just get to like listen into conversations and stuff. I think that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
And also like what's it called, like breathing underwater. I don't know if that's a superpower, but I'm just gonna say it is.
Okay.
Basic.
It could be. I mean, you say being invincible, so you want to be John Cena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a wrestling fanatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is my guy.
Yeah. Definitely.
Of course. Are you a WWE? Now, since we've vaguely brought it up, are you a wrestling person?
No.
No. Fair enough. Okay. If you did, well, then that could be. That's fair enough. That would have been a whole nother topic if you said you were. All right. All right. So, and with the flying too, I mean, that means you don't have to worry about planes. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about anything. No cars needed. No trains needed. No plane tickets needed. No money required for any of that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so sick. Like, I'm so grateful for the opportunity of like getting to like fly over places. Like, and I don't even think, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we don't have to pay for that. So I'm very lucky, and I love flying. I love planes, so it's always fun.
That's good. That's good. Very good. And I suppose it's another thing we talked about this year. Eloise playing in the state championship, you're getting to know some of the girls, and now you get to play maybe with some that you played with in the SA team, but now also get to bond with more players as well.
Oh, for the futures, are you talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited because all of the underages from SA that got invited, obviously we're all like a tight group of girls, very close. So I'm excited for that. But then also just like meeting heaps of girls from other states, like it's going to be so much fun. I'm just so excited to like just introduce myself and see what type of players they are, because obviously next year it's like all of our draft years. So it'll be really good to just have a look at all the talent. And I feel like it'll be very fun.
That's right. It'll be good to see how you go. What would you say are some fun facts about you that people may not know about you?
Oh, obviously my cool birthday. I already said that before about my lucky number being 7. Some facts. I don't know. I can't really think of any.
That's fair enough. Any hidden talents that you have? Any of them at all?
I can do this with my hands. You're probably like, this is
No, go on.
But it's like I can put my thumb up like on my. It's not really a hidden talent, but like,
whatever.
Yeah,
it's something.
Yeah.
It's fake. All right. Now, I love asking these food questions, Eloise, and I'm going to ask you as well, like I do for everyone. So how this works is 6 food questions I'll ask you. They're all opinionated, but you have to guess how much. You have to guess. I have to. God, I wish I could. Anyway, whatever. So basically, I asked you 6 questions. The most anyone's ever gotten is 13 people have got all 6 questions correct to how I would answer them. Only 13. And I've asked over 150 people these questions, or thereabouts. So I'm waiting for more and more people to get 6 questions correct because they're not that hard. Only 8 people have said the illogical wrong answer for this first question. Please don't be another one, because there's only one logical answer, factual answer for this one. And then the lowest score anyone's ever gotten is a bunch of people on 3. How are you with food?
How am I with food?
In terms of like debates, like when people basically, you'll know when I mention these questions, like people are arguing, this is called this or that doesn't belong on this and stuff like that. Are you pretty basic with that stuff?
I'm a happy eater, a lot of food, so I should be right. I'm not sure how confident I'll be though.
All right, we'll see how you go. The first one, Eloise, is the most important one of them all. Chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
It's a palmy.
Good answer. Good. Very smart.
What
people? Yeah, I know. I don't get people that say the illogical wrong answers. There's 2 rebuttals I'll say to that, right? Is number 1, spell it out. It's an I, and pronounce it Parmigiana. So any other stupid letter or pronunciation variations, you're wrong. You're right. We're right. They're wrong.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's right. Now, 1 for 1. Good start. Right. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
This is a bit controversial, I think. I'd say cupboard because my
Okay.
mum keeps it in the cupboard, so I'd say cupboard. But like, I feel like either way's fine, but probably cupboard.
That's good. I'm giving you a bonus point because that's exactly how I answer it. So if I had to pick one, I say cupboard. And if I don't care, really, like you.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 2. Now, only one person, by the way, has ever got 7 out of 6 because realistically, you can't get 7 out of 6, but you found a way to get a bonus point. So well done. But you have to get the rest right to get to the 7. Now, all right. So, all right. Oh, yeah. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
It's not my go-to order. I don't have it on pizza, but I don't pick it off. I don't pick it off if it's not there, but I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to give you that because you basically said, again, similar. You wouldn't take it off, but you wouldn't pick it. Like if you had like a Subway, for example, it's like a Subway order where you pick pretty much everything, you wouldn't select that.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Good. 3 for 4. 4 for 3.
3.
4 for 3. 4 for 3. All right, good job. All right. Unbelievable. All right. Favorite food?
Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe mango. I really like mango, but I don't know if it's my favorite food.
Okay.
Maybe pasta.
That's good. That's a popular and a smart choice. If you had kept mango, I would have given it to you as well. So 5 out of 4. Good job. Food you don't like?
Oh, I don't like spicy food, but like I can eat it.
Oh,
but
no.
I do not like mayo.
Which version?
Any mayo. I hate all mayo. Like mayonnaise, I hate all. And I don't like pickles.
Good.
I also don't like butter, which is so rare, but I don't like it. It's just like all like oily. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. So you give me some interesting answers. Some I would say yes to, some I would say I don't know. So I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna stick with the pickles answer that you mentioned there. So I agree. I don't like pickles. And to be fair with the butter, I agree with you. Sorry.
Am I only allowed to say one answer? Because I've been
Oh
saying
no, you can say 3. That doesn't matter. You can name as many as you want, but generally the more you answer, the more likely I'm going to end up saying one of those is wrong. But that's okay. But I don't like pickles, so I agree. I'll cop that. And butter, to be honest, I once went to this pancake place, and I don't normally do this. This was a while back, and they gave this pancake, right? And I thought, oh, that's ice cream. It was bloody a big blob of butter on it. I thought it was ice cream.
Yuck.
I know. It was like a cricket ball size almost. I thought, far out.
Good, so I'd assume that too, but ew. Butter.
Yeah, I know. I thought, wow. It was off to the side. I scraped it off.
Yeah, I would do.
Unbelievable. So 6 out of 5. All right, now if you get the perfect 7, all right. Oh boy. I think you should be safe for this. Favorite takeaway / restaurant place?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, it depends what cuisine I'm having, but North Indian cuisine's butter chicken down at the bay, the best butter chicken, or Zimbabwe's, which is like, I really like that. But
yes, I've heard that answer a fair bit. That's almost the same answer I get every time. Sombreros, all GYGs I hear. You know what? About 4 months ago, or actually no, more than that now. In February, right? One of the first WA girls that brought up sombreros or that they brought it up, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is, but I'll play along with it.
That's crazy.
That was their reaction. No. Since that, like I heard the name, but I didn't know what it was associated with. Like I didn't know if it was a food place, a clothes brand, or whatever. I heard the name though, right? And trust me, that was their reaction. It's like you copied their reaction. That was their reaction. And don't worry. From that day on, Eloise, I know fully well what the hell it is, what's on it, and I haven't been to one. And I'm going to bloody find one day, and I'm going to take a photo. And at this point, there's about 50 odd places that probably thought of this, so I'm going to end up posting it.
I'll
I
do
don't.
it.
I don't do food posts, but that would be a food post relevant post to make, I think.
Definitely do it, or like post it on the story. Like
All that.
I'm trying sombreros.
I know it actually is a big deal because it's been something I've talked about since Feb and haven't done.
Like a raving up.
Exactly right. Now, congratulations! You're now the second person to get 7 out of 6. Again,
Let's
bonus
go.
point. I know. Good. That's it. Great job. All right. Now, game day superstitions. Do you have any game day superstitions that you must do?
I do. I have to have pasta before. Well, I didn't usually used to have that, but this year I've done it before every game, so I have to have pasta before for dinner. I need to get both my ankles taped with heel locks, which I've always done. I don't know why. I've just always done it. It makes me feel like better. I need wearing grippo. I love grippo. I need to have that on my hands. Also, before the game, I need to have like a vanilla iced latte, which sounds so weird, but like I just have to do it.
And that's fair enough. I mean, trust me, I've heard some that have named about 10 different things. I won't say odd things, but different to what the norm superstitions would be. So, I mean, anytime anyone says what you just mentioned is pretty common, I feel. But, that's good. All right. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given? It can be about footy from either coaches or anyone in general that is always stuck out in your mind or you remember.
Oh, let me think of it.
Sure.
I was thinking of it the other day, actually.
Mm.
It was something about like taking risks, because if you don't take, then like you'll never know what happens, But it was something like
yeah, I know exactly what you mean now. Yes, basically, take something about taking the risks that might, I don't know if it's to be risky, but like, if you don't do nothing, it's not going to change, basically.
Yeah, it was something to do with that, but I forgot what the actual line was.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. That's definitely some good advice. Always, a lot of people should take on board. Now, we're speaking about names and pronunciations and everything before. Well, what nicknames do you get? I should ask this earlier. What nicknames do you get that you like or dislike?
Well, my friends call me Ellie because just like it's short for Eloise. People call me Elle, just Elle, Eloise, Ellie, Macca, Big Mac. I get a lot.
You get the Macca's reference.
Yeah, I know. They're like Big Mac, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, very good. Some good ones. I like it. That's good. There's some good ones in there for sure. Any favorite music that you have?
No, it's weird. I really like country. I think it's got something to do with Dad playing it in the car. I love country, but like I'm usually just into like the pop music, whatever's in style.
Yeah, very nice. That's good. All right, now I love asking people these questions. I always get some interesting answers here. So, if you're in charge of the AFLW competition, you're the CEO for a day, Eloise. What rules are you adding and/or removing, or anything at SANFLW level?
Oh, something. I think I'd say something about dangerous contact, like the bumping of players and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I feel like some of them is a bit unnecessary. Like I get like how it's dangerous and stuff, but I feel like sometimes they're a bit easy on it because but I understand that, but I'd take it out maybe for one day.
You're in charge. It's your choice. No one else is stopping you.
Change it.
No.
I'm not sure. I think that would probably that'd be the only one.
What do you think about quarter lens? Do you like in particular at SANFLW? Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they do with the times? At least this is at league level. At least they the clock just keeps going to 20 minutes or something. Doesn't stop.
Yeah. So what happens? It's called like time on. Like what we do. We like we
That's all right.
have like our quarter, which is I think usually 20 minutes. But then once you score a goal or the ball goes out of bounds, they stop the clock, and all that time that like counts up from after a goal going back to the center square thrown up.
Okay, that's good.
It adds up, and then that amount of time is put on top of our game amount of time.
Oh, that's good. That's what it should be, because I noticed that Waffle W and
Yeah.
VFLW for that matter, it just goes to 20 no matter what. And I feel
Yeah.
like that invents, opportunities for teams to cheat. Now it's in the rules, so it's not their fault, but I don't think that exploitation opportunities should be there, because if you're up by a point, it's in the other team's full line, there's 30 seconds left and it's a ball up or a throw in, you're wasting so much time, a cramp or some crap, and the time won't stop. So I've seen that happen multiple times, and I don't like that. I think it's stupid. But at least, see, maybe they should follow what SANFLW do and actually have a time where they actually stop it.
I've got 2 more rules that I'd change.
Go on.
Like going over, you know how the backliners rush it over the point, like through the goals and stuff? I feel like that shouldn't be allowed. I feel like that should just be considered a goal if they push it through the goals. A bit controversial.
So no rush behind.
No, I don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like it's just like cheating your way out of it so you can get the ball. And then
fair enough. Like a soccer goal.
Yeah, exactly. And then also like anti-density. I feel like
it's
not needed, but I understand it, but I feel like it's not necessary. I'd probably shoot that for a day as well.
Yeah, I've heard that answer, Eloise. That is probably, at least for the girls that are in the state leagues, that is ones that mention those answers a lot. I think that rule, and I heard of it a lot, but I've never really known fully what it was. But yeah, I thought that rule was ridiculous, and I see the frustration with a lot of coaches and players, with stuff like that. Now, I've got a few more for you, so I really appreciate you coming on. Who are some AFL or AFLW? You mentioned about being in the Crows Academy in the past. So, who are some AFL or AFLW player interactions you've had that you feel either memorable or forgettable?
Chelsea Randall. I spoke to her. I was pretty happy. She's one I look up to a lot, so I was very happy with that. Also, at Gather Round, Charlie Kerno. I spoke to him.
Oh, nice.
I thought that was pretty cool because he's one of my favourite in the league. So,
it's very nice. Now, speaking of Charlie and Carlton, you'll also be hoping to be back for the final next week against the Lions at the Gabba. How do you feel you'll go?
Good. I hope. I'm not sure, but I'm really praying we do good.
Now, I remember one of the last games, I don't know if it was the last time, but it may have been, or the second last time. You played the Lions at the Gabba in a final. You're up by 5 goals at quarter time and blew it.
I know. Don't even bring that up. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, Carlton fans don't like that.
Yeah, it was a tough time, but it's whatever. We moved past.
No, exactly. You got to somehow, at least in that moment in particular, I feel it's more important to try and move on. Now, defenders, Eloise, I feel like they don't get talked about as much publicly. So I feel they should, in form of awards or just really in general, really, in particular, definitely at awards at AFL and AFLW level. Do the defenders, deserve their own official title of an award as well? Like the forwards have the Coleman and the mids got the Brownlow and the rucks even.
Yeah, I think the backline should definitely. Yeah, you can't have a team without them. So I think they're very, very important players in the team, and they definitely.
Absolutely, they are. Favorite app on your phone? What's your go-to phone app?
Got 3: Instagram,
Okay, go on.
Snapchat, or TikTok. One of them 3 are my favorites. I feel like Snapchat most because I like to communicate with my friends through that. We have them each other on iMessages as well, but definitely we communicate on Snapchat. So yeah.
Yeah, there seem to be the answers that get mentioned a lot. Right, now I've got 2 more for you, so do appreciate you coming on. If you can name 3 famous people, dead or alive, who would you want to go out to dinner with?
Oh, my dad just got home.
No, you're right.
Meet. That's actually a good question.
Any footy players?
Well, it would have been Charlie Kerno, but I did meet him. So.
No, it's true, you did, yeah.
Well, Isaac Heaney. I feel like it would be great to meet him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Any other? I feel like I'd really like to meet Einstein. I feel like I just want to see the way he'd talk and stuff, which is so random. But I feel like it would be good to meet him. Also, who else? I can't think of any right now. Drew. I think her name's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah. Yes,
She's
through
so
Barrymore or something. Yeah.
I'd love to meet her.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
good. Now, I got one more for you, so the real pressure on. Now, if you can map out a dream scenario for yourself for the future of your football career, what would you love that ideal dream
Well,
scenario to pan out to be?
well, obviously get drafted. I'd love to be drafted and play AFLW because it's
Yeah.
very that would be amazing.
Mm.
Hopefully win a few premierships. That would be great. Play as many
Mm-hmm.
games as possible that I could. And then I'd really love to do something that like Abby Holmes does at the moment, like
Oh, yes.
things like that. I feel like that's really my dream. So I'd love to do that as well after my AFLW career if I get that opportunity. So yeah.
That is very, very good. Now, obviously, it's got a bonus one on top of that. It just reminded me, on top of the competition, right? You obviously got the competition where it's now going national in terms of the draft and that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it is.
now, yeah. What did you think of that? And now that, I mean, you got no choice in a way now because it is national
Yeah.
and you can't pick state based. But are you going to be happy to be given that opportunity if you were to go in a state that you'd be open to that?
Yeah, obviously, because like any opportunity to play AFLW, you're obviously gonna grab it. Like it's a great opportunity. Like so grateful for that. So like you'd have to take it. But staying home would be alright. But then also just like going interstate, I feel like you'd get used to it. It would be fun. Get to meet so many new people, make new friends, and then just like you'd get used to the lifestyle. I think you just have to like ease into it a bit. But when I first heard about it, I was a bit skeptical. I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh, I'm not sure how that if I do happen to get drafted because like have to start a whole life basically. But like I feel like the opportunity is great. So
That's
it would
right.
be of a bad thing.
That's right, Eloise. It's been a pleasure having you on, and congratulations again. I've said it
Thank
obviously
you.
before, but
It
publicly
was
at
like,
least, thank you for coming on.
thank you.
But yeah, well done on your championships, and yeah, really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you, Cooper.